Good morning, fellow Plexers. Today's video is going to answer a question that was posted in Plexaholics this morning, asking if there's any automatic way for Plex to recognize Oscar-winning movies in order to be able to put them into a separate list/category. And so far, Cometa has been suggested, which is external software. I'm going to show you how to do it pretty easily right through Plex itself, and it's basically automated based on how you name your movies, but it does require a Plex pass. We're also going to dress up the collection we're going to make with artwork from the poster database. So to get started, like I said, it does require a Plex pass and it does require this multiple editions feature. So I'm going to link this article in the description of the video, but instead of going over it, I'm just going to show how it works with an example. So this is my current server, and I'm looking at this library. Well, this is my current server over here, but I'm dialed into a test server library on my older Synology NAS. And this is all public domain media except for one movie. And this is all real media. What I have prepped is dummy media. I've got the first 6 Best Picture Oscar winners represented, but they're all the same dummy video file.
Good evening, fellow Plexers. This is just a simple dummy file to be used in Plex.
So, just something simple I can manipulate into the format I want. So as you can see, I've got just a simple file name, the movie name, a space, the year in parentheses, another space, and then the edition tag naming is curly brace, edition dash, whatever the edition tag you want to add. In this case, it's Best Picture Oscar and curly brace. All very simple. I'm not going to use my fancier FileBot names for this example. And everything is the same. But let's go to the first one and let's remove this because there is a manual way to apply an edition tag inside of Plex if you don't want to rename your media. I prefer the media to be renamed. In case you have a catastrophic Plex database issue where your media stays intact and you have to rebuild your Plex server, scan everything fresh, it's a lot less work to have the edition tag in the name instead of finding each of these later on to apply the edition tag manually. But we will need the edition tag one way or the other to create a smart collection. So I'm going to highlight all of these movie folders, right click and cut them, and get ready to paste them into this library. But let's bring Plex up and size it a little different. So this library is set to scan automatically. Let's paste those little dummy files into this folder structure. All right, the activity started. We're scanning. And Plex is adding all of these. Let's go to the recommended tag and we'll see them in order. And you can see the Best Picture edition listed below it, and when we click into a movie, it's right here where it belongs. Except for Wings. What we can do is we can edit Wings, and right from the General tab, we can go to the edition, and we can start typing Best Well, I was hoping it would pop up with a name like it does with a regular collection. So we've just manually added that. So the next step is to create a smart collection. And I can't remember, that may be a Plex Pass feature also, but the edition tag definitely is. So now we're going to switch to the library tab And over here you see the representation of a page with a plus. We'll click that and then choose Create Smart Collection. We'll change the title to Edition, and then we'll change the Contains to Is, and now we can look for our edition tag. So you see all the movies are automatically sorted from newest to oldest, but if we want to reverse that, we can click by title again, so the arrow is now down, and now we have oldest to newest. If we want to search by critic rating, we have the best first and the worst last. We can reverse that order. We can sort it by audience rating. But I think it really makes sense if you share your library with someone else or other friends and family to simply do it by year and to have the newest one on top, because that's what they'll be most interested in. So I'm going to just copy a little bit from off on my second monitor, and I'll click Save As, and I'll give this a better name, Best Picture Oscar. Okay, so now let's talk about artwork. I have a Chrome app set up for the poster database, and you see my feed, I already went after a new poster for the latest winner, and I prefer this contributor. That way, all my text is all uniform from one year to the next with these posters. So there's other contributors that do Oscar screenshots, but you might like this same person that I like. So you can just simply download the file and then apply it. Now, I've also found a quick cover poster for the collection. So I'm going to click on posters, choose an image, and this also came from the poster database. So now I have a nice poster for the collection, and let's apply, I'm just going to apply 2 movie posters. And I've already grabbed these off from the poster database. So it's a little time consuming to do all the movies in your collection, but once it's set up, it looks really nice. So if we go back to the movie library, I won't see the collection tab in the web app until I refresh it. So now I have the collection tab, and I can go in and see that it's a smart collection. And as long as you add a movie with the edition tag as part of the file name, that next Oscar winner will just join in, and all you'll have to do is go find the new poster. Now, the latest Oscar winner, the poster was available this morning. Last year, I think I waited a week for that contributor to post his newest Oscar-winning movie poster, which is fine. I'm not complaining. I appreciate everything he does for the community with his artwork. So we've got one thing left to do. And let me show you this with my own server first. So I have continue watching at the top like we all do. And all the remaining ribbons come in order based on how your libraries are stacked to the left. This is a custom collection, a smart collection that I pushed to my home and the home of all my friends and family. And then I have recently released movies, recently added movies, and then I've pushed this Oscar Best Picture collection to the home of my friends and family and my own home. And then Plex has their automatic recommendation called the nominees are. I'll show you how to turn that off if you don't like it. But this is the same thing they do for Halloween and Christmas. And I leave it on. I think they're fun. Okay, so let's go back in, and I'm still on that test server. Let me go, oh, sorry, I can't do that yet. I have to go back to the library. So with this collection, I have to hit the 3 dots, and I have to do visible on I can do all three separately, but just doing one is enough. So now if I go back to the settings to the same place, Manage Libraries, and I hover my mouse over the movie library, I can click into Manage Recommendations. Well, now for this Best Picture Oscar, it's already pushed to this list. I can select the last two options, and if I click and hold the hamburger icon, I can drag it up. And let's put it on top. Now, my default library shows recently added movies, and where else is, oh, and recently released. But this test server doesn't, so I'm going to check those two options for both myself and my friend's home. And let's see, this didn't stay up. So let's put this at the top. I don't know why it's not staying up. Maybe I can't bring it to the top. Can I bring that one down? Well, I couldn't drag it to the top and have it stick, but I could drag it to the second place and then move the top one down. So now, let's use a client app. Let me use my HTPC client app under Linux. So, from home, we see the Best Picture Oscar collection pushed to home. We see recently added the movies, and I don't see the other adjustment I made. So let me refresh this by resetting the home customization, and let's pick the same server again. Well, that didn't work. I like things that work right off the bat. Let me do it this way. Let me pick another test server. And I use the same public domain media on all my test servers. And if this doesn't work, it will just filter in. Well, if I go to the movie library, we have the Best Picture Oscar collection pushed to the top. We have recently added in movies, but we don't have recently released yet. But that will filter in eventually with the changes I made in the web app. Because these are checked, that'll just happen. So, any questions, feel free to comment on the Facebook post or at my YouTube channel. This is just a fun way to push things to home, and you can push any collection. Let me go back to my regular browser before we wrap this up. I do have a lot of movie collections, too many of them probably. And at Christmas time, I push some of my Christmas collections. And I do have other smart collection videos. Oh, I've gone too far. So normally I push my regular Christmas collection, and this is a manual collection. And I'll push my animated Christmas collection to home for my friends and family with children. And I've got a couple users who love this Christmas countdown collection of all the goofy, romantic TV movie Christmas movies. So I push that to home too. At Halloween, I'll push a couple collections to home. I might push this collection, and maybe even this collection. So you can really customize Plex and do what you want. And if you're going to push these collections to home at certain times of the year, the pre-roll option is another nice customization, and I have videos on that. At Christmas time, I have about 20 different Christmas pre-rolls I've collected, and I set them up to randomly play one of them before each movie. Now, they don't play before TV episodes, but they do play before any movie. At Halloween, I have 4 or 5 different ones, and I set that up about a week and a half before Halloween. Christmas, I turn them on about the second week of December, let them run for a while. And then a couple days after Christmas, 2 or 3 or 4, I'll switch to a couple, 2 or 3 New Year's pre-rolls to play. So that's the amount of my customization with pre-rolls. But if you add some pre-rolls, you add some custom collections to home, it can make it fun for your users, and they might see content to watch that they might not find by themselves if you have a large library. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and happy Plexing, and I appreciate your viewership.